welcome everybody. My name is Chris Lee, and I understand I'm the Master of Ceremonies today. Glyn has called the exhibition, the project Between the Lines, which I think is dead clever. Dead clever. Because Between the Lines reveals that we are all interconnected and bonded together by our community, our contribution, and our shared humanity. It's brilliant. It's a very good title. So I think this exhibition shows that we can and we should be proud of our local Welsh community. So using line drawings, photographs and written pieces, Glyn has created a unique record of people and community life in Wales, particularly in Barry. It's very good.
The reason that I got it started was that I just wanted to make a deeper connection with people I met every day in the community. Something a bit different from Barry and maybe some other areas, and that was to create a piece of artwork together. So it was a way of learning, it was a way of, from each other, and a way of making a connection and finding out that we are all interconnected. Evolved into asking people who or what inspired them in life. And then that question opened up a whole host of possibilities. They have a kind of common theme, although people have many different temperaments as well, and they're all doing different kinds of activities in the world. Their common aim seems to be to want to be happy, to want to be happy for them, you know, for themselves and for others, to create a happier community. The whole process was about the sitter. So that was the key to it. Well, I had some amazing locations. Two stand out. One was I had to go up to Magdalen College in Cambridge to draw Rowan Williams. More or less the next day or the following day, I was with Molly in Gibbonsdown. And we were there in a lovely little house, lovely warm and cosy, you know, really, really nice. Well, after having conversations with people, I kind of discovered that, as we said, everyone is multi-layered. So needed to find some way of portraying that, to have the different elements. Now some people will kind of relate to the drawing more accessibly, others will relate to the documentary photograph kind of element, and then others the written word. I chose to do it with pencil drawings because it's relatively simple and straightforward. All you need is a piece of paper and a pencil, and we can sit down together and just have a conversation like we're having a conversation now, and make the artwork. It didn't need lots of paraphernalia, and it stopped me, the artist, getting in the way too much, which I didn't want to do, you know. This was all about the sitter. But then with the written aspect, what that did was enable me again to put all the emphasis and everything in the hands of the participant, because they could just say whatever they wanted, you know. They were then creating the artwork in a collaborative way.
The next one on the list was the Dalai Lama. I thought, oh no, I can't face that today.
When I was talking to Rowan, you know, he said he's in constant contact with people like Desmond Tutu, which was really nice, and Nelson Mandela and people like that. So it's nice that this project now is known by these people like Rowan. When he's talking about this, he got what the project was about, wanted to be part of it, and can share it on that national and international platform as well. Between the Lines is about the spaces between the lines, those magical places which is inside us. But then, as a nation, a small nation like Wales, which has been the focus of this, it'd be lovely to share that on a bigger platform now. So maybe in Brussels, at the European Parliament, maybe in United Nations as a voice of a small nation. You know, and things like that. So if this was taken into schools, all these the lifestyles, the lifetimes, the people that are here, if you could share that with our youngsters, they would then be able to learn from that and then share that and move on into the next generation.
What did I say? Something like people make places. Places make people. I think that's the order in which it should come. And then people make places. We are products of our environment, but we're not innocent bystanders. We affect that environment too. But I was, in a way, trapped in this male version of history. But those two together could have ruled the world. They were such strong women, and they just held that there was nothing you couldn't do really, which is very different from the outlook of people in universities.
Glyn, you really have made a huge contribution as an artist and a thinker and a person of Barry, a man of Barry. And I do want to say something about Barry citizenship, because I think we've got a very lively democracy here, local democracy. So we agree and disagree, we engage, we campaign, we protest, we feel put down, and then we feel really proud. And actually, that's reflected in an awful lot of things that people have said. Just a bit the bits they've said about Barry, but it's gone much beyond Barry. And that's the important thing. I mean, have you seen the big chart? Glyn's in the middle. We're all connected. So that's it. We're really coming upwards. I think this is a really good message for all politicians from Glyn. Try to be honest, kind and compassionate in all that you do. Keep true to yourself, help others, and keep your mind clear and bright, free from limiting thoughts. But what a good message for all of us here today, especially for me. Thank you.
It's quite common these days for young people, and I'm really pleased that is very common, for young people to be part of lots of different participatory projects. But back in the 1980s, it was very unique for young people to run its own organisation. The head of the organisation was a fantastic role model for young people, and for me as a young woman. Her name is Veronica Wilson, and she's here today. So I just wanted to say, thank you so much, Ron. I know I was a really hard 14-year-old. With many challenges thrown at you, I'm sure. But over the years, Ronnie and I have developed a really sound friendship, and my life wouldn't be the same if she wasn't in it. And I remember saying to Ronnie, Ron, do you think I could actually do something? Like go to college? And I remember looking at me, and she didn't hesitate and said without a shadow of a doubt. Hearing these stories had a profound effect on me, and I decided to dedicate my life to helping children and young people. I now help run a charity called NIAS. I think that's interesting because as I was a young person empowered in a youth organisation, a peer-led youth organisation, and now I'm responsible for running a peer education programme where young people who've been in care are able to help other young people. And I think that's interesting because my experience obviously going on to help many other young people, hopefully. I think what Glyn does is really see the person, and what is revealed then is the truth. He has the ability to really see someone, and this can make you feel quite vulnerable, even exposed. What is revealed is so much more interesting than a pretty picture, and what you see is the person's inner beauty, their strengths, struggles and determination.
Because our lives are a bit like parallel tracks. We go along on our own track, but other people's tracks sometimes go parallel, they cross ours and then they diverge again. But also that although the tracks look clean when you look at them, the tops are glistening, actually all the rubbish is in between. That's all the rubbish of our lives, all the reality of our lives, all the things that have gone wrong, the disappointments, the things that we've cried over, the things that we've regretted. They're like all those crisp packets and tin cans in between the bits of railway line that look so smooth to the outside world. But I also realised that he was actually getting through to the depth of the person. And I think when you look at Glyn's work, he picks up the mirror of the soul, and that is the eyes. And whenever I've had to move away from Cardiff, or sometimes years at a time, I've been so homesick that I've come back. And it is because of the community. And I really believe that there is something very unique in South East Wales that you don't really find. Perhaps you would in the islands at the north of Scotland or somewhere. I don't know, I've not lived there. But there is something very unique, which is that actually we're a very equitable community. The social layers that you find in other places just aren't there. I've got friends across all walks of life, absolutely full range, and it doesn't matter where people have come from or what labels they have. It's about who they are and how sincere they are, and whether they're doing what they really want to do. I want everyone to know that in Wales you'll get better care than you'll get anywhere else in the world. because actually that's what the people deserve. I think it's fascinating the way that you've picked out people, the work that you've done, and I hope that you do get this into Europe as an exhibition, that you do take it off there, because it says a huge amount about Wales.
I'm Dilys Cobb, I'm the Secretary by Citizen Secretary Group, and that's why I'm here. Not representing myself, I'm representing a small core of people who campaigned for 16 years to prevent commercial development of the Town Hall and Central Park. But I'd like to pay special tribute to some of our late friends who are no longer with us.
And like Deirdre and Jane and Delora, I too came from a family where we were told that we could achieve anything we liked in life. Ordinary families, working class families, but we were never held back by a belief that we weren't as good as anyone else. And I think that applies to everybody in every walk of life, whether you're a school teacher or community leader, or even in your own street and how you behave with your neighbours, because I think for me, leadership is about treating everyone the same, having respect for everybody in your community, and always being the one who volunteers to help out. My mother used to say that if you don't do it, somebody else might not say yes to doing it, so make sure you're first in the line to volunteer. And I think that should apply in everything we do, and in everything we try and do, and the lessons that we pass on to our children.
It's been, as all the speakers have said, a great experience. Truly great experience, and congratulations on such a wonderful and diverse gallery of inspirational individuals. This isn't just about having my portraits done, it's been about something much bigger than that, and this is a living project, and that's so wonderful. What's so wonderful about being about it. This is living art. It goes beyond what art is so often. And that makes it such a wonderful thing as well. And to me, that's why Glyn's work is so wonderful. It reminds us that there's good in all of us, and people are basically good, which is one of the things I believe most strongly.
And I just hope that you really manage to take this other places, because I think this is a fantastic tribute to Welsh society, actually, because all the people here have developed and come on, I believe, because of the society in which we've been living. Yeah. And I've always said, and I firmly believe, I would not have had the opportunities anywhere else in the world that I've had in South Wales.
Wow, that's so
Living
cool.
right by the sea in Barry is a great boost. It kind of really calms me and inspires me and renews me when I'm having a stressful time. And I also, whenever I go out there to the Nap, I meet people, and you've done a lot on the Nap. So to me, it's a really important part of the environment of Barry, and I just wanted to look out to sea a bit.
Oh, wow.
But obviously, this will need proper funding, because you've done this. You know, many wouldn't have carried on against the difficulties. You've had to fund so much of it yourself. So we really have got to look for a proper funding source. And you know, after all, Welsh art is all over the world, and there are funding sources. So that's what I want to try and help you with now.
Lovely.
That's our next task.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.